Hey guys, Daniel here, and I'm bringing you another video today of the top 10 essential items that you need when you're doing long trips for tournament fishing, or fun fishing for that matter. But mainly this regards to tournament fishing when you're driving 3, 6, 10 hours, maybe 2 days away, and you can't just run to your house and grab some tools or grab a few items that you forgot. You either have to buy it or you have to fix it yourself, or you're SOL. And so hopefully with these 10 items, you're much more prepared for those angling days, and when things happen to you on the water or on the road, you're ready for them and you handle them with grace and you move on, instead of being really mad and being stuck in a bad situation you don't want to be stuck in. All right, so with that, let's get started. So in no particular order, I'm going to start with the first item, and that is extension cord. All right, I believe this is 75 to 100 feet of extension cord, so this is a really long one, but I would recommend up to 200 feet. I probably have 200 feet in my truck when I'm going on trips, and that's this one and 2 other extension cords. The reason being is a lot of times you're staying at a hotel or an Airbnb or something. Make sure you can plug into their outlets. Ask every single hotel that, because you don't want to pull up to somewhere and not be able to get electricity. And then B, when you do get there, you're probably going to be in the back of the hotel, far away from the outlets, and you want to have 200 feet of extension cord so you can get from that outlet all the way to the back of your boat to charge your boat up, because nobody wants to deal with dead batteries at the end of the day. I apologize about the noise in the end of that last video. I've got some neighbors who are remodeling something in their house and they're out cutting a little bit of lumber in their driveway, so I'll try to get around that noise, but if I do get a little bit of it at the end of a clip, I apologize. So moving on to the next item, I've got a tire pressure gauge. All right, it sounds very simple, I know, but a lot of the time you look at your tires and they look a little bit low and you're unsure. This gives you peace of mind, and it also proves, hey, I do need air or I don't need air. And when you're doing over 1,000 miles in one trip, maybe even in one drive, like no stops just for gas or whatever, that's a lot of wear and tear on your truck, your tires, your trailer, etc. And you want to know that all your tires are filled up with the right amount of pressure. And so instead of just eyeballing it, you know for sure. Going off of this, the next item I have is a small air pump. Again, if your trailer tires are low, you can use this to pump them up. A lot of times you'll wake up, it'll be, in winter, your tires are more likely to lose a little bit of air, especially your trailer tires, which aren't as nice as your, car or truck tires. They're prone to lose a little bit of air, and in the winter time, if you wake up, you got to turn them in the morning, and all of a sudden you look at your tires, you go, whoa, those look low. I'm not sure if I want to drive on them. You pull this little bad boy out, you pump them up, and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about driving to a gas station, trying to find, a gas station that's open early in the morning that allows you to pump air, etc. You just use this, you're good to go. So this is really, really nice, and it's small, fits in your truck really easy, it's compact, it's awesome. All right, so the fourth item is a little tool set. I actually have a full tool set in the back of my truck, but I know a lot of people don't have that, so a small tool set like this will definitely suffice. I actually got this as a present from one of my buddies back in high school, and I use it all the time. It's a small little ratchet set, and it has attachments that turn it into screwdrivers and flat blades, etc. It's super useful to keep in your truck, and then also on your boat when you're using it in the tournament. A lot of the times something will pop loose, and this will allow you to fix it, especially your trolling motor blade or prop. Sometimes that'll come loose, or you need to take it off because you get fishing line in it, and this allows you to do that on the water like that and not waste any time, and know that your trolling motor is going to work and perform like it should. All right, so the fifth item is a duplicate. It's a plug for your boat. A lot of people have one because you need one to use your boat, right? You're not gonna be able to take your boat out without the plug because obviously your boat's gonna sink. But what I'm recommending is get a second. This is a second one. I haven't taken it out of the package yet, but because I haven't needed to, but a second is a really, really big deal. Sometimes you'll either drop it, lose it, whatever. If you you misplace it, you can't take your boat out. And so having a second is a really big key. I accidentally dropped one of mine a year and a half ago behind my gas tank in my boat. I can't reach back there, I can't see back there, I'm sure it's full of crud and other things like this, but I was SOL that day, couldn't get out on the water because I didn't have a plug. And if you do that right before a tournament, you're gonna be kicking yourself. So just get a second one, keep it in a safe space, either in your truck or in another place in your boat, and you won't have to worry about that. All right, and the other duplicate is a boat key. I bought my boat used, so I only got one key with it because the owner of the boat only gave me one key. And I know a lot of college fishermen only have one key as well because they bought used boats and they're in the same situation. So just go out and find a duplicate. You can find them online, you can get a locksmith to make you one, whatever. It just saves you so much of a hassle in case you misplace your key or you do something to it. One time in the tournament, it was actually this key. I stuck my key into the ignition and I turned it, but I didn't get it all the way in. And so the key ended up going from straight on to just bending the front. And then I had to pull over on the side. I didn't think I was gonna be able to fish that day because I didn't have a spare at the time. And luckily I was able to straighten it back out without snapping it. But if that had happened and I did snap it, I would have been done. So have a spare key. It really makes your life easy. All right, so I know there was no specific order, and there wasn't, and I'm not gonna rank them 1 to 10, but the headlamp, definitely my favorite. I don't know if you would call it a tool. I'm gonna call it a tool, but this thing is one of my favorite and most useful items I own. I keep it in the side of my door in my truck, and I use it all the time. I can charge it up when I'm on the highway, and when you get up early in the morning for bass fishing tournaments or working on your truck, working on your boat, it's dark. This just makes everything so much easier. And then when you're in at the end of the day, it's probably dark because, you know, you fish till, you know, get up really early, it's dark, you fish all the way until the sun sets, and then you're putting all your stuff away. This allows you to not hold your phone with your flashlight app on and, you know, have one try to balance it somewhere, only get to use one hand. You just throw it right on your head, turn it on, and it's awesome. You can get them for like 25 bucks from Walmart or from Amazon or wherever you want to get it, and they are so useful. Once you get one, you're never going to go back. Highly recommend this. All right, we only got 3 items left, and this is a spare bulb. I had 2, I already used one, which proves that you really do need these. It's a spare bulb for your navigation lights for your boat. So I've got a navigation light up at the front and then another one in the back, and both of them use the same type of bulb, which is good, and you want to have a spare. Anybody who fishes tournaments or uses their boat knows that navigation lights are one of the first things to break or not work for whatever reason. They're just really brittle and they just cause you a ton of problems, which is super annoying. And having a spare bulb can eliminate solving those problems. So basically, a lot of the times it is the bulb and you just throw the bulb in and you're good to go. But sometimes if you're not sure if it's the bulb or the connection or whatever it may be, having another bulb to throw in just to make sure, you know, it saves you a lot of headaches. So this is definitely a must-have when you're out on the road traveling and using your boat. All right, the 9th item is extra oil. I always keep an extra thing of oil in the back of my truck because you never know. Sometimes you look at it and you think it's pretty full, and then you look at it again and you're like, holy crud, that's not near as full as I thought it was. Or if you fill it up at the last day of practice before your first tournament, and then you end up running around a ton and you use a ton of oil, it's always nice to have extra oil to top off with to feel confident that you can go out tournament day, run as much as possible, and not have to worry about having enough oil. All right, and the last item, which is super useful for your truck and your boat, are jumper cables. This is a really gross, raggedy pair that I've had forever, since I probably got a truck in high school, but they work, they do the job, and they've saved me in a ton of situations. Whether your truck battery dies or your starting battery dies from all your heavy electronic use, you can put this on your trolling motor batteries, jump it over to your starting battery, and you're good to go. And it leaves you, it won't leave you stranded, which is super nice. In a few situations where there's really rough current and you just can't rely on your trolling motor, having jumper cables to get that starting battery to start and to get your big motor firing is, it's a really big deal. And something you could do in place of these is a small little jumper box that you can buy. I think they're like $70, $80 maybe, and they'll actually, start your starting battery for you. And they're really small, but I don't have enough money for that right now. Jumper cables do the trick, and they're super useful. So, and I've already got them. So that is my 10 essential items. There's a lot of things that I could name that would be on the runner-up list, like a hitch lock and just a bunch of other small items that make life easy. But those are the 10 essential items that I think you really need when you're going out on these long trips, fishing these heavy tournaments where the stakes do matter and you don't want to be in a bad situation. So if there's anything you think that I forgot in this video, please let me know in the comments. I hope this helped. If I heard this 3 years ago when I first started tournament fishing, it would have saved me out of a few bad situations that I got into. But I mean, you live and you learn, and hopefully you guys can learn a few things from this video from me. So hope you guys enjoy it. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.